So status report. We got the old cross member cut out. Not too bad with the air hammer. So I got this new rear cross member from Tenworks Fabrication. The same place I got the C-notch. I'm not sure how far forward or backward it's supposed to go. I just want to make sure that this is strong back here. I don't think a lot goes on back here behind the rear axle, but it's more of I don't want to have bed hop or whatever the cool kids call it. So I don't know. I was told that this X brace is Flex City, which I find it really hard to believe. It was really heavy, so I mean that's cool, I guess. It's kind of where I need the weight, but oh well. This is a lot lighter. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the frame rails in here, get all the rust off. We did some major weight reduction back here. Let me tell you what. This thing's still a lot of rust back here from the air hammer. Just all of it's just falling off. But yeah, so we'll wire wheel this frame real fast, get a lot of this loose stuff off, and that way it's ready for whatever we're gonna do, whether that be weld in, or I guess I could drill a hole, but I really don't know where it is on this side. I mean, I know where it is on the bottom, but I can't really see that, so it's kind of a tough spot I'm in. It really probably should be welded in, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. We're getting ready to weld the shock tabs on. I think I'm happy with how that is, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna buzzer in. That sucks. I cannot weld upside down for shit. Why is it sticking? Oh, those look like shit. They'll hold. Alright guys, so check this out. We got shock tabs welded on with the finest popcorn welds, and now we're looking at this anti-roll bar. So we've got it we got these little tabs mounted on these billet pieces. We're just trying to figure out what the best way to put this sucker on. Probably gonna go like this so it clears the bed. I don't want it to be up here, I guess. As far as where the links are going to land on the housing, that's what I don't really know. It might not be perfectly on top, and it might not be perfectly on the side of it. I don't know. Because like the Falcon, they land right on the back of the axle tube. But I've seen some cars right on top. I texted Jason Terrell about it. He said it doesn't matter as long as it's attached to the axle. So, meanwhile, I'm taking all this way too serious when this whole thing's probably gonna go like 1/7/60 foot. But yeah, I'm just trying to picture how it's gonna go in. And so here's our links, or our arms, sorry. You're supposed to have this like this. So this has this little bushing, actually sticks out on this side, has a chamfer or whatever. And supposedly this goes on the inside. And then your arm actually goes, the arm is supposed to touch this side of this bushing. So I guess what it's likely gonna look like is something probably like this. Something like that. And then the arms will be on the inside, I guess. But now that I'm looking at it, I feel like it might. This is tricky. This is real tricky. Nice. This is why we can't have nice things. I don't want to overshoot the housing, and then our link bars aren't going to be straight up and down. That's really important, is I want to make sure the link bars are straight up and down. Let me see if I can put together the link bars. This link is going to need to be shortened, and also this isn't our ride height exactly yet because we don't have the full weight on the truck, but hopefully now we'll be able to see maybe how this is going to go together. I have a hard time getting these on. I'd really like to know how much clearance I have, because if I can, I'd like to put it up here. That would be better for me. Make the links a little longer. But I don't know how much room I have before I get into the bed, because there could be a cross member here for all I know. So we'll have to kind of look at it and see. The bad news, we did some measurements. I've got my bed sitting over there, and I kind of found a way to mock this up without having to put the bed on the truck and test fit things. So if we go off of this front bed bowl or even the rear, one or the other, we can pretty much find out on the bed and on here. We have a cross member that is literally right above. We have a bed cross member that's right above the center line of the rear axle, which is going to be a problem. Because when this, and this isn't even where it's going to go, it's going to go more forward. These arms are going to be very close, and I'm going to need that clearance for the upward travel of the anti-roll bar. I don't want the arms to be hitting the cross member, the bed cross member. So luckily though, we can get rid of it just fine. I think honestly we're gonna have to get rid of it anyways now that I'm looking at it, because I was looking at Motion's old build videos of the Motion truck, and they actually notched the top part of this C-notch, because this isn't, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, maybe not even that, higher than the original frame rail. And if there's a cross member here, this cross member is going to hit before the other ones reach, and basically we're going to be bottomed out before we actually reach the back and front bed cross members hit the bolt holes. So we were going to have to cut out this cross member anyways, and that's okay. Shouldn't be a huge deal. I like how in Motion's video they're like, we're not going to be hauling gravel. So I'm going to wait to weld this stuff together, because I feel like I need some assistance and just holding some things and looking it over and making some final decisions on how I want everything. But we're going to have to cut off this middle cross member, and shouldn't be a huge deal. All right guys, so we're back out here in the shop getting some work done. Big progress tonight actually. Thanks to Billy, he came over and lended a hand. It's amazing how much quicker and easier things go when somebody's here to lend a hand, just to hold something when you're welding it, or just somebody that really knows what they're doing and can look at it and give me the, yep, you're doing it right. Like, that makes me feel better. So anyways, I'll show you what we did. We kind of just got to work, didn't really set up a camera, but laid the finest chicken shit on our anti-roll bar tabs. They'll hold a 1/4 60 foot for sure. And yeah, so that was a big step. I'm gonna take the anti-roll bar to Billy tomorrow. He's gonna TIG weld it for me. We got it marked where it needs to go. And I'm also gonna bring him my steering column because this piece needs TIG welded on. Rack and pinion setup's looking pretty snazzy. Making good progress. All right guys, so the next order of action is going to be cutting out this bed cross member right here. And I figured I was gonna have to do this because I've been watching a lot of the motivation for this truck was Motion Raceworks OBS build. It's honestly a lot of similarities. And they had to cut their middle cross member out, which is fine. I have a couple options though. What they did was they just cut all the way across and they left this part. Or there is all the rosette welds. If you see, there's some rosette welds. I could try and drill those out, but then I'm gonna have a bunch of holes in my bed. So, and I could always weld those back, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably just cut it. All right guys, so I'm making a pretty good mess, but we got the cross member cut off, and now I'm just getting all the grease off the same because I think I've decided I'm gonna paint the underside of it with probably the truck bed liner. Since I've got some left, may as well. I think it'll look good. I think it'll look funny if I'm working on it underneath. Not that anybody's gonna really look, but if you're underneath of it and you have a green bed and then everything else is black, I don't know. I just want it all to match, so may as well just do it while we're here. I tell you what, this bed is rust free. It's had some dents, nothing we can't kind of fix. Billy got the ARB all welded up. This finest dimes. Looks pretty dang good. It's probably strong enough for my junk. And now we're gonna weld up this steering joint thing on my column. All right, so we're getting ready to put in this anti-roll bar for probably the last time, hopefully for a long time. Billy welded it all up for me. It's on the bench. And but I figure I should probably go ahead and paint this stuff before I put it in. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. I'll just get this scaly stuff off and paint her up so I can cover up all these nasty welds. They're all right. I mean, they look pretty strong to me, but there's some spots that are like, what is that, you know? But oh well, that's fine. So unfortunately, I just want to get one last good video of these welds before I paint over them. So sad. They look so good, but it'll just rust. Yeah, I will. Alright guys, so I think we're ready to wrap it up. Made some good progress, still waiting on control arms unfortunately, and some other stuff to get this thing back on the ground and moving. But this is a huge step, and thank you to Billy for getting everything TIG welded for me. Thank you to 10 Soldiers, thank you to Jason and Brad for getting me this anti-roll bar. Actually, this is the second one because the first one Billy stole from me and put on his Nova a while back, like more in the woods ago, because his was all bent. That was on the car. So this thing's way overkill for this thing probably, but hopefully I did it all right. It looks decent. Everything's pretty square and pretty straight. I'm happy with it. If there's a couple things that maybe would have did different, you know, now that I've done it once, like I wish I would have plated just a little bit further back and moved everything back just a little bit, and then, or do a bar in the back and a bar in the front, and this be the shock bar and this be the ARB bar, and then I would have had the links on the back side of the axle. The only thing I don't like about this way is you're going to be adjusting the anti-roll bar on the front, and it's kind of hard to get to. It's way easier to get to the back of the housing than the front, but probably what will happen is we'll put it on like some race blocks, like we usually set the Falcon on those, or we put the Nova on them before, to get underneath the car and set the anti-roll bar with the driver in it, so I'll be in it, I'll have Billy set it, and then once it's that, like, I don't think I'm going to be moving much weight around, so once it's set, it should be good to go. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Did the best I could. I'm glad I cleared this out, the old X brace that was here, because we're going to put the rear mounted radiator right here, so it really opens up this area. I'm going to put a big radiator on this thing. I don't want to deal with this thing running hot on drag and drive events, so this is going to be a street truck, but it's a pro mod, street truck pro mod. All right, let's go home. We got a race this weekend and it's late. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.